3 of you. So we're going to start our play today, and I'm going to first go over a couple of things that they talked about in the video on the iReady so that you guys can just kind of get a quick overview of that. A lot of it was about the structure and the format of how plays are written and read. So if you look at the one we read last week, 14, right here is where they introduce the characters and they give us like a small description about them. Some plays are going to be more descriptive, like our characters are going to have some more description when we go over those today. And then a lot of plays will set the scene. So the play we're going to be reading is a 5-act play. And the way it works is Act 1 is always the exposition. It sets up the characters, it sets up the conflict. And then Acts 2 and 3 are rising action and head towards the climax. Act 4 is usually the climax. And then 5 is falling action and resolution. So it's usually divided into 3 parts, and they usually switch scenes within the acts if there is a physical location change. So some acts will have multiple scenes in them. So for example, I'll just click on our play. If you look at the table of contents, we've got 2 scenes in all of Act 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 1 scene in Act 5. So that's because they keep changing location. Okay, so this right here that I highlighted sets the scene. It tells us where we're at. We're in a dining room of a New York apartment or residence, and then it tells you what each person is speaking. And then when you have these italicized pieces in front of a character, it tells you, it's stage directions, it tells you how they're behaving. So that's really good when you're reading a play, because then you can imagine her looking at the table anxiously and then at her watch. And if you're acting it out, then you would physically do those things. And then here she glances out of the window. Elaine, a young debutante in an evening gown, comes running in with a bunch of place cards. That also is going to tell us when characters enter and leave. So we can see that over in ours. Enter Theseus, Hippolyta, and Philostrate with others. So they come into the scene, and then as you read down, exit Philostrate. So these are the things that help us understand what is happening in the play looks like. So in our, I'm going to go ahead and close all this common lit stuff. I added a couple of things to Classroom. There's a new iReady assignment determining word meanings using context clues. That is going to be due Monday. And then Brian asked me a question, but I don't know where it was, and he's not on here, so.
Out of it, the new one you added on iReady has 2 of them. So do you want us to do both of them? Because it's 2 of the same one.
Seriously? No, I don't want you to do both of them.
Which one you want us to do?
It should just say determine word meaning using context clues, grade 7.
Go over here.
Marshawn, can you share your screen with me?
Allow loading clever. Reading. Okay. Open up that door. Let me close that. Let me close that. And let me close that. All right. Here's 2. See?
I don't know why there's two. Just do one of them. I
Okay.
don't know which one. They're the same thing.
Okay.
That's weird. Okay, let me see if I can find Brian's question real quick.
I had a question too.
Yeah.
So it said you put the anticipation guide thing due today, but like, are we gonna do the after side today?
My next paragraph is in the pre-reading paragraph. That's all.
Yeah. So, Ariel, this anticipation guide, I'm gonna open up one of yours. Ariel, I'll just open up yours since you're the one I'm talking to. Okay. The only thing is worth 5 points right now. The only thing you should have done is the before. So just click turn in and if you did it, if you put agree, disagree, or no opinion in each of these, you get a full 5 points. We are not doing after until after we read the play. And the play is going to take us a few weeks. So just like you get 5 points. You did it. Congratulations. Done. Like that's literally all you have to do. And because I'll return it to you at the end of the unit, you'll be able to reassess your feelings about these statements.
No, it's what we're saying.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then Brian had a question, and I'll just answer it, even though he's not on here.
I'm here.
Oh, there you are.
Sorry,
okay,
I'm late.
That's okay. The paragraph for the pre-reading. So that anticipation guide I just had open, this thing. You're gonna choose one of these statements for the paragraph, any of them. Let's see. People's emotions usually control how they act. And then you're going to agree or disagree with that. So you'll start your paragraph with a statement that says, I agree with the statement, people's emotions usually control how they act. An example of this would be, or the reason first, I believe that sometimes people get overwhelmed with emotions, especially in certain circumstances. For example, when women are pregnant, they cry a lot because their emotions are bananas. And you would just follow each of these prompts for each sentence and write a paragraph. And down here is where you can just fill all that in. That's it. Does that make sense, Brian?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, so for today, I added a character list. There's nothing you need to turn in with this. This is something we're just going to go over together. There are a lot of characters, and this is a Shakespeare play, so he can get kind of extra with everything. But this is a really fun play. It's one of his comedies, so I enjoy it. And then I also posted this note. Basically, it's a place where, like, if you had a notebook, you would write them in a notebook. So like notes on activities that we're going to do, notes on the characters. That's all just going to go on here. And it's just going to be like a running document that you guys can reference as we go through this unit, because Shakespeare can be kind of complex. Okay. So there's nothing that you are responsible for turning in with this. This is just material that you can refer back to, because like I said, there's a lot of characters that show up. There's like 2.5 pages. Okay, so I'm going to start and I'm going to read Theseus, and then he has a little quotation, and then we're going to talk about what you guys think about Theseus's character. So Theseus is the Duke of Athens. Do you guys know what a duke is?
No.
No.
He's like the mayor, kind of like he runs cities. He's a very powerful guy, high-ranking official.
Okay.
Theseus is a hero from Greek mythology. He refers to the fact that he's Hercules' cousin at one point. So his presence signals to the reader that the play takes place in a mythical Greek past. At the beginning of the play, Theseus has recently returned from conquering the Amazons, a race of warrior women, and is about to marry the conquered Amazon queen, Hippolyta. Because of this impending wedding, the mood of the play is one of holiday festivity, characterized by a heightened sense of expectation and anticipation. Theseus himself projects confidence, authority, and benevolent power. Do you know what benevolent means?
No.
No.
Kind. So he's kind and fair in his power, in his ruling.
Okay.
So does anyone want to read his quotation?
I just got a question first.
Yeah.
Why is he glad that he conquered a race of women? Like, dude, what the heck?
Well, there are some societies that really conquering other societies and being like, woo, look at me, I rule you now. I mean, look at like when the Americas were discovered and they conquered all the Native Americans.
Good point.
So now he gets to marry their queen. Like the Amazons, the mythology of the Amazons, Wonder Woman was an Amazon.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, can somebody read his quotation?
Can't exactly see.
Am I not sharing this?
You are, but can you zoom in a little, please?
Yes.
Yeah. I do. Okay.
All right. The Atlantic, the lover. Atlantic, the lover. All right, I got this. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet, or of imagination of all compact.
Okay, so thank you, Shakespeare, for making everything confusing. It's super helpful to everyone. Do you guys know what a lunatic is?
Somebody that's like
A
crazy.
crazy person.
A crazy person. So Theseus is saying a crazy person, a person in love, and a poet are all of the same mind. Like they're same in the way their minds work. So basically they're all mad. They're all crazy. Okay, so I think what's key to remember about Theseus is that he's the Duke. That's important. And he is about to marry. That's also important. And that he's benevolent. So he's fair in the justice he provides. Okay, Hippolyta is the legendary queen of the Amazons engaged to marry Theseus. Although Hippolyta is marrying Theseus because he defeated her in combat, she does not act at all like an unwilling bride. So, meaning that she's not unhappy about this. She's like, okay, sure. Theseus is very courtly, so he's very like romantic in his manner toward Hippolyta, and she is unfailingly respectful toward him. So she's not upset that they're getting married. Do you follow me?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's quote Hippolyta. Who can read that for me?
Me.
Okay.
I am awary of this man. Would charge.
Change.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. So she's talking about like the literal moon. She's like, but she's making a metaphor like, I'm tired of what's happening right now. I wish it would change.
Same here.
So that's what, yeah. We could say that about our situation right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Aegeus is a respected nobleman in Theseus's court. So he's a person, a citizen, but he's like important. Aegeus complains to Theseus that his daughter Hermia refuses to marry Demetrius, Aegeus's choice for her. Aegeus's wish to control his daughter is quite severe. He asks Theseus to impose the death penalty on her if she refuses to marry Demetrius. Theseus, however, reduces the penalty for noncompliance from death to life as a nun. So, Aegeus is angry, and he wants his daughter, Hermia. The key here is to marry Demetrius. Okay?
I have a color with you.
And he's so obsessed with this, with her like obeying him, that she's like, if she doesn't obey me, I want her to die. Pardon you?
He's worse than a lunatic.
He's pretty crazy. So could somebody read Aegeus's quotation?
Anybody?
Someone?
Anybody?
How about Bailey?
I'll read it.
Okay.
Thanks.
Full of vexation come I with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia.
So he storms into Theseus's office and he's like, I'm so angry, I'm coming with complaints against my daughter. And his complaint is she won't marry the guy I want her to. Hermia is Aegeus's daughter. She's a beautiful young woman of Athens, and both Demetrius and Lysander are in love with her. This is key. Hermia defies her father's wish that she marry Demetrius because she is in love with Lysander.
Tough.
Yeah. She is unusually strong-willed and independent, refusing to comply even when Theseus orders her to obey her father, and resolved to elope with Lysander. So do you know what elope means?
No.
It means run away and get married.
Oh, like his things fall apart.
Yeah. Sure, I don't know. Hermia is also the childhood friend of Helena. Okay, so who can read Hermia's quotation?
I will.
I will. Whoever said that.
I'm
first.
amazed I
Nugget.
know what to say.
So what can you tell
Brian.
me about Hermia?
Guess what? I read it.
I really dislike you, Brian.
I'm sorry.
What can you tell me about Hermia based on this quotation?
She's like her own woman.
Yep, but she also is like kind of at a loss.
Yeah, she independent.
Yes. Lysander is a young nobleman of Athens, and he is in love with Hermia. This is important. Although Hermia's father refuses to let her marry Lysander, Lysander believes that love must conquer all obstacles. So he persuades Hermia to run away from her home and family with him into the forest.
Stupid.
And what does he say?
The course of true love never did run smooth.
Good.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I want to pause for a second. If you can go to your notes, I think we kind of need to make some notes on this. And maybe you want to write them down. Maybe you want to explain them. But who does Hermia love?
A guy?
A little drawing.
I don't know his name.
You was a leader, Brian.
Okay, what if I do, let's see. Hermia. Ooh, shapes. Hermia hearts. Who does she love?
I
Anybody?
can't see anything.
I forgot his name.
Bottom, what did you just say?
Who does
He said,
Hermia
who does
love?
she love?
Before that. Oh, what now?
I don't know. I'm making notes. Can you guys see my little drawing?
She loves
Yeah.
Lysander. She loves
I
Lysander.
can't see anything.
Lysander.
She loves
Oh,
Lice.
I see.
I knew.
Okay, and so then Lysander,
Lovey her back.
Lysander also loves Hermia. Big love Hermia. And whoops. And what is Lysander's plan for them?
Run away.
Get married.
Yeah, to
Yep.
run away and be
They are
married.
going to run away.
You want us to write this?
Probably some effect. You could write it on a piece of paper.
I think I
feel
just
like this would be
rewatched
so
the
much
video when
easier
you
in my
posted.
notability.
Wait, I'm confused. What are we writing? How do we write that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to just write it on a piece of paper.
Alright.
I don't have any paper.
Well, I did
think
this. Here's what I did. I went to insert
Google drawing.
drawing, new.
You can't do that. You're too rich.
I'm about to draw in my ELA notebook.
Okay, so then Aegeus,
He's some
how do
weird
you
name.
spell his name?
I have no idea.
Aegeus.
E-G-E-U-S.
Aegeus.
Oh, na, na, na.
Ooh, neat.
There's
Look at
a
all these
piece
fun
of paper.
things we got, guys.
I just want Hermia to marry, what's that little dude's name? Demetrius. Yeah. Yeah. I hate that name. But yeah.
You hate Demetrius?
I didn't say nothing, but what are you talking about?
Okay, I have an idea for this one. Whoops. Yeah, the arrow.
Still hate it.
Okay, I got my ELA stuff,
Nice.
guys.
Who named that kid Demetrius?
So many choices, you guys. Okay.
Wait, can you go back to the screen for a second so I can
No.
copy that thing
No.
down?
No.
Miss Sean.
No. Shut up.
Okay, so
What you gonna do?
Aegeus tells Hermia that she has two choices.
Hold on. What if? Oh my gosh.
What if I just say he forces his daughter to marry a dude or become a nut?
Nope, he said death
Oh, okay.
or marry Demetrius. But Theseus changed death to a nun. So these are her options.
Okay, wait. Go back up. I gotta write all that. I didn't write none of that.
Spike, lean, green, can, pick.
Does that make sense, my little drawing?
Yeah.
No, I mean, Hermia, either death, nun, or married Demetrius. Okay, so let me write that.
Theseus is like, you don't have to die, you can just be a nun.
Nah, she should know. Yes, it's make it true.
Hey, yo, anyone got a good show to recommend? I'm bored.
A good what?
A good show.
Tiger King.
I was just
Watch that. It is-
hearing someone watching it.
It is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Is it on whatever Netflix?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got that.
You should watch The Circle.
Really watch
That's
it.
crazy too.
I watched Lucifer. I watched The Devil. Like,
Wait, Lucifer? I don't know if they added the season 5
they do.
on
Well, they
Netflix
got
yet.
it on my phone because I got an app that has unreleased movies and unreleased things before it even.
What's the name?
Can't give you it.
What?
I can't give you it.
Movie Box Pro. Use that.
Nope.
Thank you.
That won't
No,
work.
I'm saying that's what I use.
That won't
It works
work.
for me.
I
Okay.
said it wait. Yeah, hold on,
Okay, let's get back to class now.
Hold up, I'm not done yet. This is so much.
Got an
Hello?
install 2.18 version. Bullshit.
Mary do.
Mom. I mean, I'm
Oh shoot, I read that too.
Okay, you ready?
period.
No, let me screenshot it. Okay.
Period. I
I think I might end up drawing this in Notability because it's just easier.
Baby girl, you need some back That was nasty. Oh, the weather outside is.
Okay, so Lysander likes Hermia, Hermia likes Lysander, and I want to run away and get married, right?
The
That is
weather
correct.
outside is night,
Okay.
and my hand is so bright. I'm gonna watch Bloodshot.
So Hermia
I already
has
watched
to
that.
marry Demetrius.
That's what her father is saying.
It's dummy cold in his house.
But she is like, well, forget you, I'm running away. Because she doesn't want to marry Demetrius. She wants Lysander. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about Demetrius. Demetrius is a young nobleman of Athens. In the past, Demetrius acted as if he loved Helena. This is a big deal, especially this acted as if. But after Helena fell in love with him, he changed his mind and pursued Hermia. Emboldened by Aegeus's approval of him, Demetrius is not discouraged by the fact that Hermia does not want him.
Period.
So in this case, he's kind of a schmuck. because
Ariel, what are you doing?
like I don't actually love Hermia or Helena, but he's like, I guess I'll marry her. So for Demetrius,
I'm making a rubber band ball.
Demetrius does not love Helena.
Ooh, that's tough.
But he also just kind of like half love.
So the guy that the dad wants her to marry doesn't even really like her.
No, he's like, oh, okay, I guess I like you, and your dad says I can marry you,
So like, I guess it's an option.
yeah.
So she
That's
is the
my
option.
half love. He half loves Hermia.
So she is the option. Alright.
But the thing about Demetrius is he's willing to marry her.
I want to marry somebody half love.
I don't even know if he whole loves her. I think it's more like a competition. He's like, ooh, this dad wants me to marry his daughter. I'm all in.
Basically thinking of her like a prize.
Yep. That's exactly it.
That's me.
Okay, I'm gonna flip back. Okay, somebody read this Demetrius quote.
Brian.
I
Really,
love
guys?
thee not, therefore pursue me not.
I love thee not. I don't love you, therefore pursue me not. Then leave me alone. Who do you think
Bro,
he's
she ain't
talking
be
to?
chasing after you.
Who do you think he's talking to?
Hermia.
Not Hermia. Hermia doesn't care two licks about Demetrius.
On the bottom of him.
I guess that other
the
girl
Duke?
that he used to like.
Helena, or whatever.
Helena.
Yeah.
Helena fell in love with him.
Ugh.
So he's talking to Helena. He's like, I don't love you. Leave me alone.
Dang.
So Helena is a young woman in love with Demetrius. Helena
We
has
have
been
these notes, right?
rejected and abandoned by Demetrius, who had claimed to love her before he met her best friend, Hermia. Demetrius is a scoundrel, folks.
Dang.
Not a good dude.
That's harsh.
Consequently,
Left her for her
Helena
best
tends to
friend.
speak in a self-pitying tone. She's very hard on herself. She's like, I'm ugly, no one loves me, I'm worthless, but Demetrius, you should fall in love with me again.
Nah, that Demetrius dude just a gold digger.
Moreover, she puts herself in dangerous and humiliating situations, running through the forest at night after Demetrius, even though Demetrius wants nothing to do with her.
Mata Bear, we have these notes, right?
Hold up, wait a minute. Hold up.
What'd you just say?
So he loved her before he met her best friend.
He claimed to love her.
So he left her. He left
But
Helma
then he met
for
Hermia and he was like, ooh, she cute. I would like to switch. That's basically what happened. What is Helena's quotation?
He
My
left her for her
heart
best
is
friend.
true as steel.
My heart is true as steel.
What
Okay,
does that
so
mean?
let's write a little note about Helena.
Her best friend.
Okay, so for Helena,
Hold up. What is that? Oh.
Helena, big love, big love.
Uh-huh. She keep on chasing and chasing and chasing.
Yes, she chases him.
I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't do it. I can't do that at all.
She is super extra. I'll post all of these notes. I'll just keep posting new versions of it as we work through this, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So poor Hermia. I mean, poor Helena. Nobody loves her. Everybody loves Hermia.
Wait, can you go back to that real quick?
My drawing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one girl everybody wants, but she already wants somebody.
That's Hermia.
Yeah.
Everybody wants Hermia. Nobody wants Helena.
Hermia wants Lysander. That's tough. That's tough.
So we have this like weird love quartet,
I'm almost done.
which is going to cause problems. So why do you think Demetrius goes off into the woods?
To look for
To get
Hermia.
away from Helena?
To look for Hermia.
To look for Hermia because she and Lysander run away into the woods.
What about that?
They definitely spelled Demetrius's name.
He's desperate.
4 different ways.
He's desperate. For one girl.
So Lysander and Hermia run away to the woods. We can add this. This is funny. Okay. Lysander and Hermia run to woods. What's this?
Whoa, hey.
Demetrius follows. Helena follows.
Dang.
I can't. I really
Like
can't.
a 4-way tie.
I really can't. He's chasing after one girl hard. Like,
Yeah, and so they all end up in the woods. This is the key, is that in this play, they all 4 of them end up in the woods and like chasing each other around.
It's sad because she don't want you.
Right.
You're still chasing her.
The only people that want each other are Lysander and Hermia, and the only reason they can't be together is because Hermia's dad is like, no. Okay, are you good with this?
Okay. Yeah, okay.
So the other part of this play, these are like, this first page is like the main group of people, but then there's like 2 more groups of people. This group, these next 3 are fairies.
Was this guy a nerd or what?
Who?
Did whoever wrote this? Why you got so many characters?
Oh my god, you have no idea. It's so involved. Okay, so there's these 3 characters, these 3 fairies that end up messing around with these 4, with Hermia, Lysander, Demetrius, and Helena, because they're all in the woods. So the fairies are like, ooh, this is fun. And even though they have their own backstory going on, they also kind of mess around with these 4 little love triangle.
Love triangle.
Quadrilateral. Okay. So Robin Goodfellow is a puck. He's a fairy. So he's a mischievous fairy who delights in playing pranks on mortals. He's sometimes referred to simply as Puck. So this is really the key for Puck, is he likes to play games. Robin is Oberon's jester. Oberon is the king of the fairies. So he's his like class clown, basically. And his antics are responsible for many of the complications that propel the play. At Oberon's bidding, Robin sprinkles love juice in the eyes of various characters to change who they love. But he makes mistakes in his application that create conflicts Oberon never intended. So
what if he does that to Hermia and Demetrius?
Totally funny. And then Helena.
And then Lysander and Helena.
you see what could happen? Though Robin claims to make these mistakes honestly, he enjoys the conflict and mayhem that his mistakes cause. What is his quote?
Lord, what fools these mortals be.
Yeah. So then Oberon and Titania, Oberon's the king and Titania's the queen. Oberon begins the play at odds with his wife Titania because she refuses to relinquish control of a young Indian prince whom she has kidnapped.
What the heck?
Oh my god.
But whom Oberon wants for a night. Oberon's desire for revenge on Titania leads him to send Robin to obtain the love potion flower that creates so much of the play's confusion and farce.
I don't need some of that love potion flower.
Right? So he says, fetch me that flower, the herb I showed thee once. The juice of it on sleeping eyelids laid will make man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees.
Oh yeah, I need that potion.
Oh yeah, I need that. Oh please.
Yeah.
Where?
Brian,
about
you're
it.
about
Everybody
to put
gonna
it
be
on.
chasing me.
Think about what happens if he has a desire for revenge on Titania. And it's upon the next live creature.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, it could be a dog.
Could be a
Yeah.
dog. Yeah.
Get bit in the butt.
Yeah. Okay, so this
What?
is the last character we're going to talk about
If it's
today
a
because
dog.
this is a lot going on. The beautiful queen of the fairies, Titania, resists the attempts of her husband Oberon to make a knight of the young
Why you so quiet?
he is taken.
I know.
Until Oberon gives up his demand, Titania has sworn to avoid his company and his bed. She is less upset by the fact that she and Oberon are apart than by the fact that Oberon has been disrupting her and her followers' magic fairy game.
I'm on that potion.
And then she says, tie up my lover's tongue, bring him silently. So she doesn't want to. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do for today because we're about to hit a really confusing part. This next part, Nick Bottom, Peter Quince, Francis Flute, Robin Starling, Tom Snout, and Snug are all humans that are going to perform a play for the Duke at his wedding.
For Demetrius and Hermia?
No, for Theseus and Hippolyta.
Who's that?
So there's this play within the play.
A play.
Yeah. And so it gets a little confusing, but so all three of these groups of people end up in the woods. And they all kind of interconnect in some way. So it creates, with Puck like leading the charge of being kind of ridiculous, it creates a bunch of issues. So we'll talk about Nick, Peter, Francis, Robin, Tom, and Snug next time and illustrate in the fairy.
Okay.
But for now, let's add to our notes about Puck, Oberon, and Titania. Okay, so who are Oberon and Titania fighting over?
Who are they? I didn't think I was in
Hermia?
class.
You totally weren't.
You definitely was.
Who are they fighting over, you guys?
Me.
I think Hermia or something.
And then they found out
Helena.
Titiana.
Nope.
Which one are we on? Oh, we on the one we just read, the one we read earlier.
Indian Prince. Okay.
It's on, so they both want the Indian prince.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they're fighting, even though these two are married.
Oh my god.
They both want this Indian prince. He wants him to be a knight. And she just wants him.
Wow.
Like as a boy.
Whoa.
Not in any like weird way, like she wants to adopt him.
Whoa.
And then Puck, he just causes issues. And he's like the class clown.
So you say you kidnap the Indian prince and don't know what you want to do.
Say that again?
Should we write this on a different page?
Somebody gonna kidnap somebody, but don't know if they're gonna kidnap person. Whoa, the point of kidnap.
I think my impression is that she just wants him to be like a son.
Nah.
Okay.
Do we write this on a different page or can it be on the same one?
It can be on the same one. I just ran out of room on my little page.
Oh, here, let me read it.
So for the paragraph thingy, we choose a sentence from the before and after thing and write about it.
Correct.
Okay.
You're gonna
Before and
basically
after
just
thing,
say-
what do we do for the after?
You will
Yeah,
put
you-
agree or disagree or no opinion after we're done reading the play.
All right.
Cool.
Class over?
Do you guys have any questions about anything?
Mm-mm.
Nah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I got a question.
Yeah.
Why did you make the I ready stuff so hard?
I
Yeah.
didn't make them.
Why is it so long too?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it takes like
know.
45 minutes.
And I had to redo it because I got a 50% and I went up to a 63%. And
Well-
they sent me to do it again. Then I was like, nope.
yeah, I got 50% too.
Hopefully my little
I don't know what I
beginning
got.
of the lesson today kind of helped
Wait, go back,
you
go back.
understand what the things they're asking for. I don't know. I don't know what to say, man.
Mama, but can you go back?
Oh yeah.
It's cold.
Okay. Do you guys have any other questions about anything?
No.
No.
Okay, so for next time, just work on those iReadies. Finish your
There's
paragraph.
only one, right?
Do you want to turn
There's
on notes?
two.
There's two.
There's the analyzing drama thing, and
Was
then
that the one that was due?
that was one that was due
That's
today.
the one
And
she
then
just put.
there's one that's due Monday. It's like using context clues to find
Oh,
words.
yeah.
So I just have to do the one that you just added thing.
Do you want us to turn in our notes or save them for next time?
Save them for next time. You don't ever have to turn them in there for you guys to kind of reference as we go, just because this play can get kind of confusing and convoluted. But it's
Did you guys write any on the Indian prince and stuff?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I need those.
Oberon and Titania both want the Indian prince, even though they're married, and Oberon some night.
And
He wants the prince to be kind of he wants the prince to be a knight for him,
All right.
where Titania just wants him as a son.
Whoa, hamana. Stuff about to get complicated.
Oh my god, you guys have no idea. This is one of my favorite plays just because of how completely crazy it is. It's hilarious, the stupid things they get involved in. Okay, I'm gonna go.
Wait, guys, look. Look at my rubber band ball.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
for